That's your cue.
Yeah, that's your cue, Ben. You should start talking about butt drugs now.
uh, yes, welcome to episode 4, wherein we discuss butt drugs. The Rhett and Link commercial from whatever, like 2011. Classic stuff.
Moving on.
It's only a minute long, man. They were short, sweet, and to the point, I guess.
Guys, if you encourage him to go down this rabbit hole, we will end up on the Pancreas song by Weird Al before the night is through. So
Hey,
why would you even bring that up, Danielle?
You mentioned that. So
You're just putting ideas in his head.
I feel zero guilt. Although now I have to resist the urge to break out into song. So
because
thanks for
it was
that.
put in your mind.
you were already singing the butt drugs song before we went live.
I did not sing the whole song. I referenced one minor part of the chorus.
That was more than enough, thank you.
I really love my pancreas.
See. What happened?
Can you make my character sheet to where everyone else can see it too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
Sure thing. I don't know what is wrong with my mind tonight.
And we gotta get to removing old Jebediah's pancreas.
We've been asking that every night.
Oh. Ethan's like, that's my cue to transition to war crimes.
Amen.
Pancreas removal isn't a war crime.
Felony murder. Okay, sorry, not war crime. You're transitioning. You gotta have something in between, right?
Get a little war crime order.
To warm me up.
War crime order.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when Danielle asked me that, the phrase that immediately popped into my mind was, "Hey, no thang, chicken wang."
What is even happening tonight?
I do not know. You guys have just flipped all the wrong switches in my brain, and
don't you blame us for this?
Making connections now.
Or do we not want
Come on,
to
Dex, you missed
GM in
us.
this state? Taking away his
All
GM
right.
keys.
Roll initiative. Oh boy. Oh no. Maybe this.
I'm just trying to find line shunts. That's all I'm looking for.
This is what I need in order to not be so slow and dragging out all my sentences as a GM. I just need to feeling slow. No, Dex. Bad. This is a PG rated stream.
Not anymore, it's not.
It was.
Honest.
No! We're gonna get demonetized.
Wait a minute, we were monetized?
What? No, I mean,
I get like 30 cents a stream.
I do appreciate that.
X may or may not have been cutting me in on his profits on the side. Sorry, guys.
5 cents a stream.
This isn't how I wanted you to find out about this.
I'm gonna have to cut you down from 12 cents to 10, Ben, now that people know.
No. My play money.
What y'all didn't know is that every 8 months, effectively, this stream buys Ben 3/4 of a candy bar.
That's why he's been getting fat. Now I know.
Cracking a moan, baby. Well, speaking of getting fat.
That's a dangerous place to end that sentence, sir. I have to ask you to end that sentence.
Where were we? Jebediah. Jebediah took.
And his, what was it, spleen?
His pancreas, no less.
No, I'm pretty sure
No.
it was a spleen because it didn't have a song.
What he pulls out of the bag is fleshy and pulsing. No.
Well, we're definitely losing our rating now.
Definitely demonetized.
We helped with his organ thieving scheme.
Yeah, you guys never asked, I guess, hard enough why he got run off on Pancreas.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Feeling.
Okay, I'm gonna try to dial it down just slightly here. Anyway. So yes, we once upon a time, 3-4 weeks ago, something like that, we left on a cliffhanger with Jebediah reaching into his satchel, his pack of whatever description.
The rest of us gasping in horror.
Yes. Oh no, what's it gonna be? And as it turns out, it is a small stack of cred sticks. As the reasonable ones amongst you had hoped, to Beau's intense disappointment. Because that unfortunately is not enough of a reason to shoot the man. Unless Beau thinks
Bad Beau.
otherwise.
Don't do it.
Bad Beau, what you gonna do?
Oh no.
Too many
What
songs.
you gonna do when you shoot your pancreas? Sorry. Further demonetized.
And good night. What were your highlights, everyone?
I like the part where I leveled up.
I liked that part too.
You guys did survive to level 2. That is an
Well, we
achievement.
already
we're
made level
celebrating.
2 last time, dear listeners.
Good luck making it to level 3. Now, so yeah, I don't know how you guys would like to proceed, but I'll leave us in the scene as we were. Everyone rolling up in whatever state they had considered, with Jebediah noticing you and pulling out some cred sticks to show as you approach. And I guess did we have everyone but Beau approaching Jebediah to bring him back his ride in exchange for his credits?
If I recall correctly, Beau got there a couple minutes before Eva and Pete. I don't remember what Eva and Pete were driving. I believe one was Eva was driving Jebediah's car. Pete was driving the van, just so that we'd have transportation to get back.
True. And Cherry and Zeke were going. They were doing their own thing, weren't they?
They were, and Beau had been sneaking around, and unfortunately his sneak check was not the greatest. So that's why he saw Jebediah, and Jebediah saw him.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun moment. Oh my. Danielle,
Yeah,
did you
I'm
hear
about
that?
to go get him. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure who that was, but I just heard loud.
It's Noah.
Oh, okay. Weeping and gnashing of gums, I guess.
That's the I want my mommy call.
Gotcha.
You betcha. Well, let's see. So, yeah. That leaves Eva and Pete. Determining your actions here. Let me hear them in that order.
Well, has Beau told us that he's been seen by Jebediah and that Jebediah is holding out cred sticks?
I think it said that he'd been made. I guess now we're seeing that. Can he see the credits from where he has been?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah, so he'd share that too.
he even sees when as Jebediah does that, he glances again in Beau's direction, gives that hand kind of a little jiggle just to like, look, this is all I got.
So yeah,
Okay.
he'd get on comms and tell him, "Oh, it's a false alarm. He's just getting out his credits. The big baby."
That's not a false alarm. That's paying us. That's what he's supposed to do.
Well, he's supposed to give me a reason.
To be paid, yes. He gave you a reason to be paid.
Well, I was already gonna do that one way or the other. But he had to go and pick the boring way.
The easy way.
Yeah, easy's boring. I was gonna get to sell me some
Not
kidneys.
for me. You know how much trouble I would get in if we got in trouble with the law here, and Eva will start going over the laws of that she's been able to look up of Urala.
An
Specifically laws
old
against like violence and all that.
I'm gonna sell my own kidneys if I have to sit through class again.
an old woman standing at the bus stop next to Beau looks astonished and glances over at him out of the corner of her eyes.
School was a traumatic experience for me, ma'am. You ain't in the market for kidneys, are you?
Oh my. No. Excuse me. She grabs her handbag close to her and walks over to the other end of the stop.
Nice lady.
Whoops.
What's whoops?
I'm just giving Danielle bad directions.
Okay. Got you.
Well, y'all go get your easy money. I'll hang back here and make sure if he does decide to grow a spine.
Okay.
Pete will walk up with Eva.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it's still legit.
Yeah, we'll park
Okay.
somewhere, and then walk up
Sounds
to him
good.
somewhere
Yeah,
nearby.
it's pretty easy to find street parking there. It's it's pretty busy, but there aren't a whole lot of cars on the street. I forget what
Reasons.
time. Yeah, reasons. I forget exactly what time of the day we decided, but we don't need to get into all those reasons right now. Seems like people in general are very busy with other things than going by the bank right now.
Well, I actually figured it was the recent war state.
That would be a good guess. And yeah, you have seen quite a significant portion of the people you've seen, I should say, are either apparently traveling on foot or relying on public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And that you haven't gotten a holistic view of it yet, but it does seem like the public transportation is certainly straining.
Mm.
But yeah, the Eva and Pete are able to park easily enough and head up towards the bank, up the steps. I do feel like I just have to say, it amuses me to no end that Beau's stance is a real man would just pull out his piece and refuse to give us money right now. Just something about that tickles me.
I think when we park, I imagine that Beau at some point muted her, but I think Eva has gone into the history, the recent history, as far as she can find, of the war effort and how, like war traumatized these people are. Poor Pete, though. Oh no, he's in a different car too. Yeah, they can both mute her.
Mm-hmm. She's just.
I mean, but they are Pete is getting out of that car to go like walk up with her, so he's kind of stuck.
He catches the very tail end of it, of what she considers to have been a very, very convincing lecture. She looks very satisfied with herself.
She told him what for the whole way over from the ship.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, great.
All right, so yeah, you two walk and start going up the steps, and Jebediah is sitting on a bench.
Hey, Noah, it's time to sleep.
Outside the bank there.
Noah's very interested in the laptop. Sorry.
Yeah, Noah has comments.
Mm.
And yeah, as you walk up the steps, he stands up, looking around and glancing again at Beau across the way, and holds up the credits with his other hand holding his satchel back. All right, I got the rest of your fare, your payment. You got. He looks past Eva. All right, get the keys.
Of course. And Eva will start handing his keys over. She's got her other hand out, open and ready to receive cred sticks.
All right, he'll make the swap. Simultaneous transfer of keys and funds. And he holds out, and his movements just look nervous, and he holds it out, and as soon as Eva takes the cred sticks, he grabs the keys and takes a step back, puts them in his pocket.
I'm sorry we had to do things that way, but I was getting very unsettling vibes. Is everything okay?
Well, no, I understand. I mean, I would have preferred not to have to do that, but call the shots on your ship, and yeah, I understand. Yeah, we had a little bit of a crazy onboarding.
I have a ship and a crew to protect.
Yeah, no, I got you. Well, hey, thanks for the ride and for not kind of glances out of the corner of his eye towards Beau. Not making it too bad a time, and
I don't think he would have killed you. I don't think.
Yeah,
it's illegal.
Reassuring.
Obviously, that's all it takes.
Just raises an eyebrow at her. Are you sure he knows that?
Oh, I told him. Yes, I told him all of the laws on Urala that forbid killing, maiming, selling organs.
He's like, he looks even more concerned. It's like, look, he seems like he starts to say something, and then he's just like, shakes his head. No, I mean, obviously he does know that murdering people is basically illegal everywhere.
That sounds like someone who's not well traveled enough, in Beau's opinion.
So I parked you next to our van. We have to go back that way anyways. If you want to hang back and don't want to walk back with us, I think I could understand given the circumstance.
Okay.
But I don't mind walking with you if you want to keep talking.
So cute.
All right. Well, he looks uncertain about what to do. Just, yeah. I mean, I don't mind walking back as long as your friend Beau there is gonna just, keep an eye on us and.
Oh yeah, he's keeping an eye on making sure nothing
Okay.
happens to me. I don't think he'll shoot you right here with me.
Okay.
Oh my stars.
I appreciate that, and I would hope so. You might just want to make sure to remind him. That you don't even have to actually kill somebody to get in a lot of trouble here. There's, you know, well, it's a little fluid in some places, but yeah, it's on the books. That's definitely still the case. So,
Eva
you know,
will ask him about the fluid in some places. This is I finally figured out why her growth table rolled connect. Because it seems so odd for Eva to have any social skills, but she does have that 0 in connect, and this is exactly why. For when she wants to know something.
yes, she's very curious about learning what other people know.
Yeah.
Sometimes that takes trying to relate to them.
Well, I don't think she tries to relate to them. I think she's learned a few things that have gotten ingrained in how to work. Like asking questions works. um, so yeah, would I be
I
able
got you.
to make a connect check to have him dish out some of the goods on these more wild places?
That's a great idea. Go ahead and roll me that.
All right. I especially like it because I'm assuming you want me to use charisma for this.
I do.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's not bad for
Oh,
Eva. I'm not gonna re-roll that.
very close. Okay. Yeah, he was kind of he was going with the flow of the conversation, and that question sort of stops him in his tracks. He was starting to take a step to go along with you guys to the parked vehicles, and he kind of does a double take, and he lowers his voice even more. He said, "You wanna you don't know about what? Uh, like he glances, a little more furtively than usual this time. Just get an idea of who's around. Nobody's immediately nearby and
Mhm.
within earshot, but he still in a lower voice says, "I don't think that's a really good idea to talk about uh, right here now." And well, I, I wouldn't want to drag you into anything, and yeah, that's just trouble. Let's just forget about that. But point being that you know, yeah, Ural is still not a place to be getting into fights or uh, trying to hurt people where you're, in broad daylight. Obviously, that's all I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he'll go ahead to start walking towards his four-wheeler.
Yeah. Unless anybody else jumps in to talk, I think Eva fills the time and the air with chatter about how that's pretty similar across the sectors, but Ural is a little bit different because of the war and because of the pacifism. And
Yeah,
yeah, she's just kind of going on.
yeah, he would as you guys are going back to the vehicles, he would glance a couple times over at Pete, and he would end up asking just before you get back to your vehicles, say, yeah, by the way, what what sort of work was bringing you all here? I don't guess we ever got the chance to talk about that. What with you know, payment complications and all of that.
Eva kind of looks over at Pete. And Robert, if
Well,
Pete would
Pete.
say
Well,
anything.
yeah, Pete would say, "Well, we're transporting both cargo and passengers, so you're not the only passenger, and you're just kind of moving along.
Yeah, right. The badgers, right?
Yes. They looked so cute. I didn't know they were so dangerous. They glow. Glowy things can't hurt you.
Well, it's a glowy thing that can fight like big old space bears, Eva.
They should be nicer.
Yeah, Jebediah nods in agreement. Yeah, badgers are, well, you never know. Some of them turn out to be pretty chill, and then you get just the wrong bit of something in the gene pool, and things go psycho.
That must be it.
Is
I
there?
thought we were transporting peaceful, kind, like, chill badgers. We must have gotten the wrong gene type.
Maybe so. I'm no expert on those. I just tell you, anything badger adjacent, I give it a wide berth.
Oh,
Not
I'm gonna
worth my
give them all
trouble.
to Beau. He knows how to handle them now.
Yeah.
If Beau is
Awesome.
listening, he is on cloud 9 right now.
He's like, well, just
He's like, I'm coming for you, Daisy.
make sure he didn't get in his head there. Well, I'll leave that alone.
No, I told him we can't keep them. It would just be so that he can keep them calm during transport.
Oh yeah.
Back to Beau
Yeah,
being really tearful. Just like, got my hopes up.
So, well, thank you for being our first of 3 passengers. In our first set of 3 passengers. And
Cherry would feel offended for inexplicable reasons, wherever she is right now.
And I hope that things I don't know, what do you say? Goodbye?
Yeah, goodbye is a good one.
Okay, well, goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye. Guess yeah. If I see you around, we'll see you around. And I nod to her and nod toward Pete, and then sort of he looks over to see if Beau's still at his post, and gives a little nod to him as well, and puts his helmet on, and away he guns.
All right.
People nod and say, "Good luck."
Thank you. All right.
Eva will call Beau over, say, we'll take you back in the van and start going over the time schedule of when we're supposed to deliver the badgers.
Sounds good.
Had anyone mentioned where Cherry and Zeke were headed?
We were just about to get to that. Had you guys decided, or because I remember there was some discussion of Cherry and Zeke running down leads relating to the rumors that had brought them, and actually in particular Zeke, to this planet in the first place.
Yeah, if you wanted, what we could do is, since we're waiting for Avery to be online.
Well, I was going to say update to that. He's actually, he texted me a little bit ago. He's not going to be able tonight.
Ah, darn it. Well, maybe then Cherry is trying to visit like the must visit places in this You're All in Town. And she's also trying to like film some content. So
yeah, I was gonna say, got a couple options. What we could do is we could just punt that particular thing, the two of them running down those leads, to later.
Yeah.
Have him, he's doing the initial groundwork, and she had other things she wanted to do. Had we decided out of character how we were going to handle the whole transition to bringing them in? I believe it was discussed already some in character, but I didn't know, is it going to wait until after the badger delivery, and then we're going to find some way to work it in?
To work what in? I'm sorry.
Basically, Cherry and Zeke joining the crew in their activities, at least on Urala.
We could definitely have, I think we could have it happen like in character, with Cherry trying to find a way to like essentially like offer their services to Eva. She's like maybe trying to like find a way to get Eva to see her as valuable. So maybe if she's coming back to the ship, she could just ask her like, "Oh, did you get your payment? Like, I see you don't have the card, like, or the vehicle, or something like that," and then see if she can help with anything.
Yeah.
If I remember right, you were talking to Zeke about staying on as passengers and then offering to join later.
What? Can you repeat that one more time?
She was talking to Zeke about continuing on as passengers because it's cheap fares, and offering or talking about becoming actual crew later on. But I think earlier on works also.
It's true. Or we can just say she's trying to hang out with Eva then, and trying to get to know the people that they might be permanent crew members with.
Okay. All right, so do we want to go ahead and cut to the scene of the three returning to the ship to Cherry?
Unless something else happens on their way back, I think so. Does anybody have anything else?
I'd say that the drive would go relatively uneventfully.
Beau might want to have a discussion with Eva about badger handling in the future.
You would notice that on your drive back, basically out of the city and through kind of the shanty town that has grown up around the outskirts of the city, you pass a bit of commotion that's off the main road. Looks like there's a bit of a clearing where a large sort of military-looking vehicle has parked, and it looks like one of these mobile command center type things. And there's a long line of people wrapped around a couple blocks, and you see people in kind of military fatigues with a very prominent, I guess, kind of a patch, prominent patch on the shoulders that just say CIS, and they seem to be handing out little packs of supplies to people, and taking some sort of information or registering people, something like that.
Oh, CIS is here, huh?
It would seem so.
Yeah. Basically, relief supplies.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely trust the statement of that's what it looks like.
Just mean like, yeah, you're getting a glimpse from the main road. You could always investigate more if you wanted to, but just at a glance, yeah.
This Beau would watch and mumble and say, "Look who finally decided to show up."
I love that.
Maybe we should find out more if there's a market for relief supplies here. We could make some. Would that make us war profiteers? But the war's over, right? Wait, do we actually know the war's over?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You guys would have definitely heard that. You would have at least heard that, there's a ceasefire, and Tabukan forces withdrew. Tabukan ships withdrew to their edge of the system. They are certainly still. They seem to still be enacting some sort of blockade on the entry points to their, or I should say, on the entry points from their systems to Urala. But they are no longer have a presence anywhere else in the system.
Okay. All right. So yeah, she'll kind of just throw that thought out there that maybe that's something we could find and deliver as a trade.
Yeah, there's probably some pretty good business in that. Down to basics stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty then. You guys can arrive back to the ship and start loading up the Badgers, and Cherry can enter stage left.
I did have a quick question before we do that.
Okay, that's all.
The payment we got from Jebediah and coming up from these Badgers, that's all considered part of the ship, like in its current status. Like we're not actually getting in our hands credits. That's basically all spent, right?
Yeah, we were just going to handwave whatever payment was going to be made as part of this Badger delivery is going towards, expenses of having fueled the ship or, gotten it maintained to the state that it's in, stuff like that.
Cool. Chip funds 0.
Yeah. Let's see then. All right, so yeah, you guys make it to the ship, the outskirts of, let's see, we're at if I can remember off the top of my head, I cannot. Arsino, I think Arsino is the name of the city.
Yeah, I think so.
On Urala, and
is it the capital or?
No, it is not the capital. The capital is Asensio. Arsino is actually one of the. It's one of the cities that was the most impacted by the war.
Gotcha.
It was a it was the location of one of the stronger resistance headquarters. So and also being a larger city was a pretty ideal place for urban guerrilla warfare.
Okay, I thought that sounded familiar.
Yeah, this is the city where you guys in or where the other crew came when the resistance was like, hey, one of our units has gone AWOL. And you go check it out, and they teleported you into that basement, and
Yeah.
We learned unicorn cakes. Cade taunted some Tabukans with the drone.
yeah, I was gonna say that you guys
Is this when I
also
pretended that I was a teenager?
And you
Yeah, I
made
think
Nara
so.
one too.
I made Nero into her mom.
Was that? Oh, that's right.
so I believe if I'm recalling correctly, you guys actually came to the city on two different occasions. You'd also come at on an earlier visit, which is where you ended up. You went by the grocery store that was like running out of some stuff, and you found the old apartment building that was like partially bombed out. People were still living there.
Is
You
that when we
went,
found the dude who was like secretly helping the resistance?
yes, and there was also let's see, there was also the taunting the Tabukan soldiers with the drone. Oh, you
So
mentioned
great.
I heard drums, but you said drone. Um, yeah, and you guys followed. You went and found the ambush. I forget if you saw. I think you witnessed the ambush by the Iran resistance fighters there, and managed to track them back to their underground little headquarters. So yeah, there was all kinds of fun stuff happened here.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I think you wanted
So
Cherry to
yeah,
come back and talk to the crew.
yeah. I think that was what I was getting. That she was going to be popping her out of her room when she heard them return to the ship. Right, Danielle?
Yeah, I think so. Did you
Okay.
see any of my messages with the questions I was asking?
Yes, I was thinking about. Uh, I just saw the last one. I was thinking about the job board site thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Like, are you talking like like for, uh, basically like for freelancers, stuff like that?
Yes.
Not a standard job site. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'd say that. Um, I'd say that would be worth a connect check.
Okay.
See if you could find some sort of resource on the Uralin web.
Okay. Well then, as they're coming in, Cherry would check the loading bay where she keeps happening upon some disturbing conversations. And this time she just kind of pokes her head in for a second. And after realizing that that was not, in fact, anything happening at the time, she goes, like, okay, it's safe to enter into the loading bay, right? So she goes into the loading bay and says, "So how'd it go?"
Oh, terrible.
Aw. Why?
I didn't get to shoot that low yellow bellied frog.
He was bored, he means.
Cherry's gonna look over at Eva and smile and say, "Oh, so it went well for you."
Eva pulls herself out of whatever part she's dug into. Blinks a little soot from her eyes. Yeah, yeah, he's really nice. Well, kind of nice. He was okay. A little bit sketchy. He told us about some places where Beau's preferences aren't as where the laws are more wavy, but he wouldn't tell us anything more about it.
Oh man, I almost started to think better of him.
But he paid, and he apologized to all of us for how he handled his passenger ship. And Cherry, I really want to thank you for being such a great passenger. You and Zeke were a delight to have on the ship.
Well, if we're being compared to the person you had to threaten to get your payment, that doesn't say much, but I do appreciate it. She had looked genuinely thoughtful when she was saying that. So, what's next? Do you guys have a plan or?
We have badgers to deliver, and we didn't have anything lined up after that. So, looking for passengers to go somewhere, cargo. You don't need to go anywhere, do you?
I am having to wait on Zeke to like finish one of those book things he found in his room. So I think I'm pretty free. If I could tag along, that would be pretty fun.
What do you mean with the badgers?
Cherry's compad is going to ping, and then she's going to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. 1 second."
Of course, you must be so busy.
Cherry's face is going to look a little frustrated as she's looking at her compad, but then she'll put it away and say, well, I don't want to have to deal with the scary glowing things, but I could help with like people stuff. So I was actually looking, and there is a pretty fun job site here in Urala. And she's going to hold up her compad to Ava.
Okay. I am going to need that connect check, though.
Okay. 1 sec. Taskmaster. All right. Let's see here. Where is it?
I wasn't sure if you'd forgotten that I'd asked for that.
I definitely did forget because I'm holding our squirming 7-month-old.
Come on, Noah. No distracting mommy while she's got to do important stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like pay the piper.
Pay the piper. All right, nice. So takes a couple tries to get through the site. They've got a little banner at the top that is a disclaimer about service disruptions and apologizing for the current state of infrastructure in Arsenault. But she does find the site just to get online.
All right. Eva kind of looks over it and then looks over at Pete. This, uh, maybe you want to look at this?
Me?
Yeah. Eva seems to think that it's some kind of like for a mercenary contract. Maybe I may be thinking too much on that. It's what is Eva looking at?
Yeah, what categories are we talking here? I guess. Well, let me put it this way. It's basically. I'm gonna say this is a. It's like a state run uh, jobs board. It's got some various. Think of it almost like a place where freelancers could go and look for like job listings almost. Um, some would be some would be government listed, some would be private parties. It's it's got some different stuff. The way I'm going to do this is basically be like, okay, what are you looking for on there, and we'll see what, if anything, of that nature turns up.
Okay. Well then, yeah. Instead of taking cherries, it's probably all connected through cherry, isn't it? Alright, Eva will look at what Cherry's showing her, and she'll look for some contracts or passenger delivery or cargo contracts that would seem safe and pay well. Kind of try to find a balance between those two, since safe usually doesn't pay the best. Eva secretly knows how much work the ship needs, so she is willing to take some more risks.
Right.
Cherry would also lean in and point to the fact that some of the listings have certain wordings. And she's gonna giggle and she'll be like, so I think it's really cute because like on Urala, they want you to like play really nice. So in some of these jobs, they say things like convince as needed. And I think that would just really be a wonderful opportunity for Beau's abilities to shine.
But Beau likes to shoot things.
Terry's gonna look at her and just continue smiling and just blink a couple times and just like wait for Ava to like process that.
Does Pete help?
Yeah, Pete's gonna say, I think that's the kind of convincing she means.
But
Eva.
bullets
I
aren't.
think it means it's open to interpretation. Like, maybe if you need somebody to be more kindly convincing, I could help. Or if you need somebody to maybe cause somebody to contemplate just the brevity of how short this life is, then Beau could use his words or other options to convince as needed. See, as it's written there. Yeah.
Eva's gonna huff. What uneducated writer would think convince is an appropriate word for commit
Mm-hmm.
acts of violence?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
That
see,
is
I
so
actually think
misleading.
it's someone quite educated in the ways of Urala. Side note, I think maybe they were trying to find a way to be tactful and not arrested. Yeah, I think that was maybe their goal.
But
Hmm.
it's illegal to suggest violence
Yeah,
in writing.
yeah. Yeah, I know. So it's so interesting.
That's so confusing.
It is. But you know what? Friends can help each other, right? We can help each other. So,
How do you figure
um,
this out? You're so smart.
I try. I really do. But some things just come naturally. So, like reading between the lines. So anyway, so there's this job and several others that say convincing is needed. And so, yeah, just thought I would put that out there that maybe there are some jobs here that would cater to a certain skill set that your crew just seems to really excel at.
Eva clasps her hands in front of her, kind of looks worriedly over at Pete and Beau.
I think I could convince a couple of them folks out of their mortal coils.
No, see, I think the job needs them still in the mortal coils for you to get paid. However, once they're paid, I'm sure that's up to you.
I guess we'll see what their fuzzy language has to say about these folks' kneecaps.
That's a good way of putting it. Fuzzy language. Very good, Beau.
Yeah, I've done a few of these contracts. These folks who don't want to talk about how dirty their hands it gets, they hire somebody else to do it.
Sounds dangerous.
Cherry's face is looking like she is interpreting all of this, like she's taking notes on this interaction and these responses. She'll
She
turn
even
to
looks
Pete.
very nervous.
She'll turn to Pete and ask, Pete, I've noticed that Beau has a very clear role and set of talents for the crew. And I was just wondering what yours and Ava's skill sets are, because you all seem very specialized and it's very impressive how you guys have managed to do that. So what kind of jobs would be helpful for you?
He will kind of think about it for a moment, maybe scratch his head, say, I guess I mostly just stab people.
Okay, so we are Beau adjacent. Beau adjacent. That is useful, friend. You are still useful.
I don't know that I'm comfortable thinking that I am Beau adjacent, but okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Pete's my best friend and bodyguard.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. Eva, what kind of jobs would you like?
Oh, I can do anything. I can fly. I do a little bit of medicine on the side. I know everything,
Wow.
and
I
I can
really
fix
love your
anything.
confidence, friend. Yeah. Okay. It is giving self-worth. It is giving self-worth. It is. Okay, well then, would you like to choose a job, or do you want me to take maybe these notes of our little talk here and I go and choose one for us?
Um, well, that sounds like a great idea.
Get the one that seems the fuzziest about their kneecaps.
Yes, openness to kneecaps not being around. Got it.
Okay.
She's
Well,
she's also like kind of rapidly typing into her compad.
well, don't take that one yet.
Oh no, I'm multitasking, love. It's fine. It's fine. No, continue. You have my full secondary attention. Continue.
That's what it feels like.
So I wouldn't mind if you would trim that list down and
Uh-huh.
maybe since you know what our capabilities are here, um, and present a couple of jobs for us to look at. And do you ask, do you want the finder's fee or how does this work?
She'll smile and say, I would just be really thrilled to be included and to just widen my skill set really, but a small
Really?
finder's fee would be helpful.
would you
Just like
put it
buy
on
me
a
lunch.
stream?
Just buy me lunch, friend.
I totally will. And maybe you
Okay.
could interview me for your stream.
You know what? I have been thinking about doing some short content. Maybe some facts from Ava would be a good side bit.
Oh, it would. It would be so good. I have so many facts.
I believe it. And we could have a tag. It could be like, and that's an Ava fact at the end.
Okay, we can workshop that.
Yeah, I have some sound bites I could put with that, but just like mull it over, just like, just like think about it. Like if that is a good like thought flavor profile for you, like lick that thought. If it tastes good, then great. But
So, Eva,
I'll get onto these jobs and I will get back to you guys, okay? Okay, great. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, and she's gonna back out. She's still like texting feverishly.
Okay, bonus points for that reference.
Oh, lick that thought. I was hoping you would appreciate it.
That confused Eva so much.
Oh, goodness. Is that a Bryant Balesism?
That was something I said to Bryant Bales,
Oh,
and
okay.
Bryant Bales took it and ran with it.
Yes. Oh, man.
I miss Bryant Bales. Shout out to Bryant Bales wherever you are, man.
Good times.
That's one of them low-hanging Uda things I don't understand, licking brains.
That's not healthy. You should never eat brains. There's these things called prions, and Eva starts going on about prions.
Yeah, Mama told me about an uncle one time who did that. Said he went all slack-jawed and twitchy.
I'm waiting for Pete to bring it home.
Now, what does Pete think about eating brains?
You're on the spot, Robert.
I guess Pete would just shrug and say, maybe I'm lucky that robots don't get prions. Just walk off.
Man, old Pete can eat as many brains as he wants.
You could tell us what they taste like.
Pete just kind of stops in his tracks, walking away, and go like, Eva, I don't know the last time I tasted anything.
Oh, yeah.
So how would I know what brains taste like?
Bet it tastes like chewing on the middle of a book.
No, bowls are metal.
Okay, so is anybody going to contemplate what type of jobs they want while Cherry's gone?
Oh, I didn't catch that she had turned it back around on us. I thought Eva had said curate us a short list of jobs.
Yeah, which is really a job for Ben.
Yeah, basically.
Ben job.
What adventures have you planned out for us, Ben?
Oh, so many.
Oh, great.
I think Pete would express a preference for non-mercenary jobs, at least low-level stuff, having had his fill of those recently.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I guess, if we're talking about what kind of jobs the characters would be most likely to take, although she's scared and nervous, like I said, Eva knows how much money actually needs to be put into the ship, so if she starts seeing dollar signs on those more violent jobs, she's going to give them due consideration. Obviously, we don't want to run a campaign where we're just trucking badgers and produce back and forth between planets.
Burn towns get money, that's what I say.
So,
All right, so that list is going to be in progress. We'll
Okay.
shelve that for the moment.
Sure. We have badgers to deliver.
So you do. All right, so you guys have the badgers loaded up in the back of the van, the rental van, and
I have a quick thing before we end up going.
okay.
Eva calls Cherry.
All right, Cherry's gonna be texting, and then her compad is gonna show the screen as like, you have an incoming call, and she's going to take a deep breath and then answer the call, saying, "This is Cherry. How can I help you?"
Cherry, it's Eva. I just wanted to let you know that we're going to deliver those badgers now, and I know you're on the ship, and I think it's okay for you to stay there. I mean, not forever, but I mean, we don't have to kick you out. Make yourself comfortable.
Okay, yeah. Thanks. Will do, friend.
Okay. Goodbye.
All right, bye.
That was
Okay.
it.
All right. I guess I missed where you guys had decided to leave her behind. That's fine though.
Oh, well, she had said that she didn't want to be included in the badger delivery, didn't she?
No, I said I didn't want to handle badgers.
Yeah,
Oh,
you wanna handle
I
No, she
misunderstood.
said she could handle people stuff.
Oh,
Oh, never mind then. I take that back. I want to undo that scene. I don't want
That's.
to.
I mean, you can just work through the scene. Cherry can like. They hang up, and then Cherry's gonna stare at her phone for a second, and she had actually been considering whether or not she could use the time to do something else. But upon that, she looks around at the ship and it's making like weird noises and it's like kind of gross. Um, so she just like hits redial real quick. She's calling back.
Yeah.
Um,
Eva answers
Eva,
way too fast.
hello.
Hello. Hi,
Oh,
Cherry.
hey. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Is it okay if I come and I just don't like touch the stinky badgers?
Um, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I.
Okay. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, okay, thanks, bye. She's gonna hang
Oh.
up. She'll grab her stuff.
I see what you're typing over there, Ethan.
Oh no.
You know Eva's gonna count them all.
This plan is foolproof. In that it was approved by a fool.
Oh, I didn't realize you meant foolproofed. Or proven.
Yeah, so Eva does, of course, do a last check as they're getting ready to go, and Pete, we're missing a badger.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that's as many as it's always been.
Nope, nope. There were, and now there are only.
Are you sure I had to handle all of them?
I definitely know how many badgers there were.
Pete will look at Beau and say, well, the last time she was wrong counting anything, she probably threw a fit for about a week, so I'm pretty sure she's right.
Eva raises a finger halfway up to argue with that, but then just kind of eats it. Nods.
I mean, I didn't mean it to sound bad or nothing. Just
No, I think that's right.
like you beat yourself up. like a whole week.
I got in so much trouble for that. So we have to look around for a missing badger. Beau, I need your help with that.
Oh, fine.
And fast. We have to deliver these. So we'll start searching around for the missing badger. Was Beau able to get Daisy far? It's a short call.
Ben,
Sorry, I missed that. What was the question?
how much success did Beau have in absconding with Daisy?
Whoops.
Oh my.
Distraction of the call. Well, that would seem to be reliant on a little bit of a sneak.
Probably still like just in the bay, but with a tarp thrown over a cage.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me to adjudicate this, I'd say definitely give me that sneak. Okay. All right, so we'll say that Beau has stashed Daisy somewhere in the cargo bay, and I guess it comes time for Eva to be making an account of the Badgers. Finds one short.
So this actually seems a little bit more premeditated rather than simply the distraction of the phone call.
I mean, I think he was awaiting his moment.
He's had a long time to think about Operation Hide Daisy.
So he
premeditated.
quickly and fairly deftly takes care of this. I guess would you guys prefer a contest in this situation to see whether or not he managed to get the drop on Eva?
I mean, Pete will be looking too, so
yeah.
Got you. So there are two notice checks in question. Yeah, I think that's the simplest way to just handle it. Let's get a couple of notice plus wisdom checks. One from Pete, one from Eva.
Could I by any chance use intelligence instead, since it is within Eva's ship and she knows it? Or, well, she knows her ship, I mean.
She does know her ship.
My rolling is wrong. Hang on. I need to clear my shortcut bar. How do I do that?
Plus wisdom.
It's incorrect because I drag shortcuts down to the bar and I can't undrag them, so it's linked to the character, not linked to the golly day. Hang on.
Beau's doing his best to act like
the
he's searching.
Bro, that even is with a +1, and it messed me up. God, eh.
Oh, I see what you did.
What was Beau's performance here? I missed that.
He's doing his best to act like he's searching and is unable to find the cage that he knows exactly where it is.
Okay. Dex, I hear you, but I'm gonna stick with wisdom in this case.
All right. Well, I'll re-roll that.
All right. Right. So neither of them noticed the initial hiding, while I guess Beau timed his sneaking while not only was Eva calling Cherry, but Pete was preoccupied with something else, and but as far as noticing a missing badger when the time comes to finish the loading up and everything, that I'm not gonna require
It's
a
like they
roll for
said,
that.
that's numbers
Yeah.
of a small handful of badgers.
Okay. So I had slightly jumped the gun on saying okay they didn't notice, but so we've established that neither Pete nor Eva saw Beau hide Daisy, but they've now discovered there's a badger missing.
Oh,
And
I
left his own.
see. Yeah, okay. I fully
Okay.
agree with you. Yeah, saying wisdom for that. I thought that was a searching check.
No. Yeah, that I wondered afterward. I wondered if that might have been the confusion.
Yeah.
So yeah. So at this point, if you guys are gonna look through the ship, so Beau is putting on an act. Do we want to? I don't know if it's. I don't think at this point that there's a good case for saying Beau could have hidden Daisy somewhere that Eva couldn't find it. So I'm inclined to say that the finding the badger is just going to happen. It's just a matter of how it plays out up to that point.
Hold on.
Probably a matter of time.
Yeah. I guess what's up, Danielle? Okay,
Hold on.
nice. Little sidebar messaging here.
Sorry, my wrist still hurts really bad, and I have a sleeping baby on top of me, so I can't type with that hand. Can't type one-handed.
Okay. Huh. That's more of a question for Ethan.
Okay. Let me message Ethan then, I guess. That'll take a while, though.
Yeah,
Instead, go ahead.
okay. I was gonna say that's let me think. I think that's a fun idea. Just didn't want to make that executive decision.
It's fine.
Sorry, processing a couple things here. Okay, so let me think. So, oh man, I feel like I'm getting tangled up in the possibilities and the silliness here. All right, go ahead. Go ahead and Dex, give me a notice check with intelligence for Eva searching through the ship.
You wish I hadn't used my reroll on noticing. I actively did not want to notice Beau doing his shenanigans.
Got you. All right, so that's decent enough. I'd say that with that roll, it's only going to take 2 passes to find. It's going to be on the second pass that she'll uncover the location.
Beau has spent this time talking loudly about how this guy's probably gonna eat these badgers or use them in some kind of mean experiment. Put
Eva
him in a badger fighting ring.
which is illegal.
Eva's
Yeah.
probably not going to help because she's going to disagree. And as long as the initial premise of taking these badgers to Urala is still valid, she is going to talk about how no, they produce an enzyme that's going to help with recovery efforts here, and they're probably just going to take that out and.
Okay. All right. So I'm piecing together from a couple of different things here. I think I have the stage set here. So Cherry has gotten herself ready and was on her way. She was on her way to the cargo bay. Noticed everybody like poke around the ship. Maybe was Beau softly calling out uh, the name of the badger as they were searching.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Along with all his various reasons why it wouldn't be all that bad if they just didn't give one of the badgers.
Like, Daisy, little asides to Eva. So, Cherry busies herself. I don't know, maybe getting coffee. Is taking extra time in the ship's little little mess or whatever it is. And second pass, Eva, Pete, and Beau coming through the mess, and Eva realizes, oh, I didn't check that cabinet first time. Surely not. And
Cherry had also like been freshening up her makeup and everything because she was hoping to stream while they were out. So she's gonna come out fully primped wherever they are.
So with Cherry hanging nearby, kind of snooping in on what they're doing, just watching, sipping, Eva opens like the Lazy Susan cabinet door. Goes like obviously with the proper caution as she's been doing everywhere she's looking for this stray badger, and is rewarded with a hissing sound and two little eyes reflecting in the darkness. as she opened the door, fully back.
Beau, I found her. Beau.
Cherry's gonna walk up. Who did you find?
It's Daisy. Stay back. Wait, no, she doesn't know it's Daisy. No, it's a badger. Stay back.
No, I'm pretty sure that's just a bunch of beans. You can just close
It's
that.
hissing at me.
Bunch of beans.
Beans don't hiss unless you cook them at 270 degrees Fahrenheit.
Cherry
I'm pretty sure some of those
has
beans
completely frozen in place.
Beau!
Yeah, I guess he's rushing in though.
Beans don't have eyes either.
Motion at Daisy and oh, come on, Daisy girl. It's okay. I'm not gonna let the mean ladies get you.
Cherry will look offended.
No, don't worry, Daisy. Here you go. I got some jerky. Jerky, Daisy. Here you go.
What is Daisy doing?
All right. Beau with the survive check coming in here. Daisy is remaining in the back of the Lazy Susan here.
She is
But
happy. She
she's
wants to stay.
she's hissing less. Though as Beau is gonna try to give her a jerky. She takes a little swipe at him.
Oh man, that's uncalled for, Daisy.
Yeah. In a comedic turn of events, as she's stepped away and let Beau handle it, Eva will start telling Beau how dangerous badgers are.
Oh no, she's a big old softy. She's just all worried because you're gonna sell her to this guy who wants to juice her for parts or whatever it is.
Enzymes, and she's already been sold.
Oh,
We're not selling
wringing
her.
the enzymes out of her. That just sounds mean.
Well, it might be non-invasive. I don't know which badger part it is. I could look it up if you will make you feel better.
Oh, she's just a little baby.
Cherry has flattened herself completely and is trying to like inch her way along the wall back towards where she has come, and her eyes are fixated entirely on those two beady eyes in the darkness.
You want them squeezing enzymes out of that poor innocent baby.
She scratched me.
Oh, only because she was scared. She just don't know about being around people. Yeah, she's getting used to it. Look, yeah,
She hissed
show 'em
at
how
me.
nice you are, Daisy girl.
Just now she hissed at me.
Oh, it's a learning curve.
Beau's answer to every negative comment about Daisy. Oh.
Oh, hurry! We have to get her to the state.
Yes, Beau will slowly reach in to try and coax Daisy out.
All right. Well, Beau is taking the lead here. Unfortunately, Beau had fully intended for there not to be a recovery effort for Daisy, so did not leave her in a very easily recoverable position or situation. So he does get himself bit, but it's her mostly calmed down and wrangled into a safe spot in a little cage for transportation. And gets her loaded up with the rest of them.
I think Eva's nose is still in her compad as she's kind of idly following along the sound of hissing and O's and towards the van. And then she looks up. They might express it out of her anal gland. She might like it.
They're gonna do what to
They do that.
what?
They do that with cats.
Cherry,
no.
yeah. Cherry would. She's very pale at this point, and she will like barely whisper. She'll be like, that's some animals need that because of domestication. I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. I'm just gonna sit right here, and she's gonna like throw open her door and just like bolt inside it and slam the door shut.
Yeah, there's sometimes a buildup of pressure because she's been domesticated. She's not in the wild and marking her territory, and it could be very uncomfortable for her right now. I mean, I'm sure it's not the same because whatever it is something to do with glowing, but I don't think her markings glow. Beau, did her fecal matter glow?
Just look like regular old poop. Tell me they're gonna do like the aliens in the movies to.
No, I don't know. Maybe. Let's go.
Oh no. Um, I'm trying to think. Uh, I don't know. I mean, Beau has certainly already received the brunt of Daisy's anal gland secretion once, whether he realized it or not.
Why do I get the feeling like Beau is our eco-loving version of Skeletor for some reason?
That's a great way to put it. I love that.
Good question.
I actually forgot how tall or short I intended to make Eva. How tall is Pete?
It's a good question too.
I don't know that I'd ever decided that, but he is a security bot, so I'm assuming he's probably like 6'6" or something.
Yeah.
Decently tall.
Robot.
He was a training robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'd want to be on the larger side probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so Eva's definitely not that tall, even if I don't know how tall she is. So yeah, she's just kind of on her tiptoes, kind of looking over Pete's shoulder to talk about anal gland expression of raccoons and badgers.
Because that's what we talk about on this ship, apparently. Himself.
Things will get better.
So is the badger
Or Pete.
is the badger securely in a cage?
The badger is secured at being put on the van, and Cherry can follow along the group as they take her caged once more. All right. Let's see here.
Beau, do you want me to ask what they're going to do with Daisy?
Oh, it's still gonna be awful. She ain't gonna get to stay with us who
She
already know
hates
we're gonna.
us.
Oh, well, maybe y'all, because you're all yelling and running away from her.
Because she
I think
bit
she
us.
likes me pretty good.
She bit you.
Oh, she was just scared. Someone was gonna take you out of your home to a strange place you ain't never been before.
My ship isn't her home.
Well, she already got took from her home.
Oh
She
no.
got to stay here and be comfortable for a little bit. And
What I'm hearing is very violent druid vibes right now.
Kind of.
they're taking her off to some whole new place with some whole new person who's gonna do weird stuff to her butt.
Oh my word.
Well, what if doing weird stuff to her butt saved a lot of people? Daisy's butt
But
could
if she
save
needs
people,
butt
Beau.
drugs, she might need butt drugs.
In full circle.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Brought it all around in the end.
You guys
At
are
this
really gonna
point,
make me
Cherry is gonna
decide.
show up. Cherry's gonna show up, and she's gonna say, well, I think I'm ready to go now. If you guys wouldn't mind, like, having this conversation, like, on the way, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
Eva.
that would just be, like, a better use of time.
We're just tying everything down, and then we'll go.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Yeah,
No,
take your
everything is
time. And
secured. We're just
she had
making sure.
started backing up. Okay, yeah.
I guess he looks defeated, and I'll say, I guess that better world's nice for all them folks, but I don't know. Not so good for the people they build it on top of.
These
I'll
people.
reach in to pet Daisy.
Hop in, Beau, and pet her while we're driving.
Yeah, so I'll sit in the back holding Daisy's cage.
These people have. This is their world. Someone else tried to take it from them, and now they're just trying to rebuild. At least I think that's what happened. I don't know. She starts to pull out her phone while she's driving.
Sweetie, let's like not multitask too much, right? Yeah, not when we're like piloting a vehicle.
Oh, sorry.
Safety first.
Yeah, I guess Beau will chime in. He'll say, oh, I know about what happened here. They got a bunch of bombs dropped on them. Some of them pacifists decided they didn't want to be pacifists no more. What for the bombs?
What for
Some
the
other
bomb?
folks came in. They shot him about it. Yeah. As you do in these situations.
As was the style at the time.
And I heard some group of freebooters must have done a number on them folks back on to boot. They decided they didn't want to fight no more. Probably that and all the getting shot back at.
That's one way to put it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's see. Seeing the time, do we want to go ahead and scoot you guys along to your badger drop-off?
How do y'all feel about it?
If it's a quick, hey, thanks for the badgers, see you later.
So long, and thanks for all the badgers.
Yeah, I mean, we could certainly do it that way.
Yeah, then we can certainly do that now and start next session with like whatever kind of jobs Cherry had curated.
Yeah,
I think that sounds good.
In the interest of transparency, I'll just throw this out there. So, I intend for there to be a hook of some sort related to your badger drop off.
Okay.
However, we don't necessarily have to play that all out and make it very involved. Could basically be a, hey, we're gonna go drop off the badgers, get a brief description of what's going on with that whole situation. They drop a line about, hey, hit us up if you're interested in this, and then we call it a night.
Yeah,
I'm continue.
Definitely good with that because that would be ideal. Kind of having a job come from someone that we just did a job from.
Yeah, that'll at least be one to put on the list, and could be an option.
Paying us in badgers.
And then for next time, we'll have that list from Cherry ready as well, so you guys will have some choices.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so This delivery takes you across town, really across the city, past quite a lot of wreckage and debris, and past construction crews, which even at a glance you can see have been bolstered by a lot of volunteer or I shouldn't say volunteer, unskilled temporary labor. A lot of people who
labor.
Yeah, a lot of people who are not kitted out fully in the typical construction gear, but are just, kind of in their own stuff with the bare minimum safety equipment and high vis kind of stuff, who are sifting through and moving a lot of wreckage. So past all that, you enter a little more upscale residential area of the city. These are a lot of kind of condos. It looks like that are seems like mostly intact. There's some superficial damage that's in the process of being repaired in a couple spots, but you pass all this and come across a couple of basically a couple of McMansions, I guess you'd call them. So the one that the address brings you up to is on a pretty sizable property, considering it's in the middle of the city. Has a lavishly maintained and decorated lawn and garden situation surrounding it, and it raises up, looks like 4 stories over its properties, putting it on more or less on par with some of the condos around. And the gate, but you buzz in, and there is an armed guard manning the little guardhouse by the entrance, who gives you a once over and just takes a peek in the back of the van, and does a quick sweep under the van with some sort of device, and gives you a gruff all clear and move along. And you're directed around to the back by some sort of uniformed attendant. Perfect. Let's see here. So you pull around to the back there's a pretty large, almost like a miniature parking lot behind this mansion. You pull into one spot, and a few similarly uniformed attendants come hurrying quickly out of the house to start opening the back of the van and making moves to help unload the Badgers. And one of them greets, let's see, who's driving?
Eva probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. One of them comes up to Eva, I guess, as she's either rolled the window down or maybe as she's getting out, and says, hello, I believe it's Miss Mulligan. Was it Eva Mulligan? Am I making that up?
Nope, you're right. You got it.
Okay, Eva Mulligan. Yeah. It's Miss Mulligan, I presume.
Yes.
If you would follow me, you and your companions join me and greet Mr. Gray, and well, he has your payment for you.
Very well. And yeah, she'll we parked the truck. They're unloading and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then yeah, go with.
All right, and so you'll follow this attendant, Mr. Gray's, into to the backyard, the back garden, and should point out at this point that the property is surrounded by hedges that are grown pretty tall for privacy, and looks like they've got some additional kind of visual screening added to the tops that subtly blurs the view. So you follow the attendant into the backyard through almost it seems almost like a maze. The gardens have different little areas that have been curated, little fountains or statuary or little sitting areas with little little pools or just flower arrangements, and leads you to a gazebo that you can see towering over some of the kind of the internal hedge walls that break up the garden, where you find a well-dressed man, apparently Mr. Gray, being waited on by a couple of attendants, and drinking tea and having a conversation with a woman about his age, and I'm trying to think how to describe it. Basically, just almost like a ball gown kind of get up. They're both dressed to the nines for seemingly no particular reason. Just, but he notices you arriving and stands up, throws his coattails back, and says, welcome, Miss Mulligan. Well met indeed.
You're so fancy.
Harry is
well, thank you.
got that look on her face like she's trying to take notes on the situation.
Says, Miss Mulligan, Abigail, my wife. And the woman sitting there very properly inclines her head towards Eva.
Eva suddenly feeling very very like underdressed isn't quite the right word, but she self-conscious about the grease stains that are still on her clothes.
Nice. And turns and says, Miss Mulligan here is the one who's brought us our badgers, I believe, all the way from. Oh, where was it again? He looks at Eva.
Did we get them from Lohain Uda or Anagras?
I think you got them from Lohain Uda.
Okay. We picked them up on Lohain Uda.
Yes, of course. Yes, that was a fascinating place. Well, we hear all the time about their the latest crazes that they're going on about over there. It's hard to get much, but these badgers, dear, he leans over to his wife, these are the ones I told you about that glow during their mating rituals. Most fascinating.
See,
I'm
Beau?
sorry,
They're just
You'll
gonna.
love them.
it's
When
during
Cherry.
their mating rituals?
Yes. So this is good, Beau. Daisy will have a partner.
Says, Daisy, one of them has a name, does it? Oh, that's
One
wonderful
of
to hear.
one of our crew got very attached to one of the badgers.
Oh, well, he puts on kind of an apologetic face. I'm so sorry to hear that. That does happen with animals, especially the friendlier sorts. Though I do recall, he looks off in the distance for a second. Yes, aren't these badgers quite aggressive?
Yes, Eva has a finger half raised, but she was being polite and not interrupting him. Yes, so it turns out that these were not genetically modified to be cute and cuddly.
Well,
Just cute and glowy.
that is rather
Oh,
good.
they ain't so bad. Beau say as he waves his bloody hand.
Yes, well, I'm hopeful that I'm sure that everything is in order with the badgers, and of course, your payment as agreed upon uh, is ready, and he pats a little case that he's got on the table, slides it over towards you.
Okay. She haltingly goes up and gets it.
uh, he says, "Well, I apologize. I didn't realize you had such a crew with you. Would you introduce us, Ms. Mulligan?"
Oh yes, we're all very capable. Beau is our animal specialist and security officer, and Pete here is my second in command and uh, all-around ship technician, and
Ooh,
Cherry is her communications and outreach.
well.
Carrie flashes her streamer smile at that.
he he smiles broadly and looks over to his wife. My, what a wonderful little crew. Says, and he he gives Pete a complimentary and uh, almost like overdone, encouraging look. Second in command. What do you know? And then says, "Well, I'm quite impressed. I look forward to seeing the Badgers, but my people will take care of getting them settled in and well, helping them acclimate a bit. I wouldn't want to force myself on them before they got adjusted to their sudden change in uh, scenery. But
Eva sneaks a glance over at Beau.
Oh, he's still sulking.
um, but yes, this will do quite nicely. Um, and about that time, you hear all of a sudden shout. It's from a little ways deeper in the gardens, um, like a shout of pain, and he turns to one of his attendants. He said, "Ah, would you remind them to keep it down a bit there?" "Yeah, yes, sir, of course. My apologies." And the attendant, looks suddenly very nervous, um, gives a little bow towards Mr. Gray and a nervous look towards the lot of you, and scurries off. I'll remind them right away, sir.
Was that the direction in which she'd said the badgers were going to be?
No, the badgers are back towards the house. This was deeper in the gardens, like back towards the back of the
Giving
property.
off creepy vibes.
Good catch. Eva definitely did not catch that. She thinks it's badgers all the way.
So, also side note, ever since you mentioned like the people rebuilding and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
Cherry had been attempting to record whenever she could, and she had taken her compad um, and or her data slot, whatever is the smaller one,
Yeah, the
and she had
compad.
tucked it into her front pocket, um, screen facing her, camera facing out.
Oh, okay. That's an important
You
detail.
can maybe tell that she's done this before.
Mm-hmm.
And I can text you more technical details, but she is getting vibes from this man that she does not like. So
Okay, yeah, I got you.
her face,
Beau's
though, just
already
looks like someone who's taking notes, paying very close attention.
I
Meanwhile,
got
Eva, oblivious.
you.
She's in the
So,
presence of high society here. Can do nothing wrong.
yeah. So, Mr. Gray turns back to the lot of you, smiles broadly, says, my apologies. Uh, my attendants are sometimes careless, and the the work preparing for the arrival of our new guests, well, it's gotten behind schedule, so I think they're rushing, being careless in the process. Um, says, come to think of it, he glances over to one of the other attendants who suddenly starts, oh, yes, of course, sir. Sorry, and uh, reaches uh, reaches into his pack and pulls out what looks like a first aid kit and rushes off after them. I just best to be sure, just in case. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right. I'm sorry. Well, just absent-minded all around today, aren't we?
Cherry will put a hand on. Well, wait, is Eva still up at the table and the rest of us are
Nah,
faces back, or did she?
she's returned to the group.
Oh, okay. Cherry would place a hand on Eva's shoulder and just sort of take a half step forward and say, excuse me, I hope this is not too forward of me to ask, but do you keep very many animals here?
Oh, fine. That's quite a normal question. Well, the short answer is yes. The longer answer is more than I have time to get into right now, but yes, don't worry. They're all housed humanely and very safely.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to let you know that this is my first venture with Captain Mulligan's crew, and I have been so impressed at their animal handling. And I think that if you needed our services again, that they would really excel at that.
Wow. He uh, he looks surprised at her forwardness. Go ahead and give me um either a connect or a talk check.
I totally would, but my laptop died, so
Gotcha. Okay.
that's why I went out for a bit, and when I hopped back on, it was on my phone. So.
I got you. Which one would you like to use then?
What was it? Connect or what?
Or talk? Looks like they're both
They're equal.
+1. Okay. Let's see here with
With
charisma.
charisma.
That is a straight up 13.
Yeah, it is.
And he says, well, now that you mention it, seems we think alike. It's Cherry. I was just thinking that I should extend an invitation for further business together. Should you find yourselves interested, I have perhaps a couple of different tasks that I could use your unique skill sets to help me with. And, well, he checks his timepiece on his wrist. Time is getting away from us, though. I have a full day today.
Oh, yes, we would not want to keep you any longer. Thank you so much, though.
But yes, one of my men will be in touch. Send you some a couple of details, and we'll talk soon.
Of course, yes. I hope you have a lovely day.
Of course I will, and same to you all.
Thank you for your time. And
Yes.
she's going to be kind of tugging on Eva's shoulder, like backing away.
Yeah, and he says farewell to Eva as well, and everyone else.
All right. As we're, when we're out of earshot, Eva says to Cherry, "That was so good. Thank you again."
Cherry's going to look a little distracted, like she has a little bit more of a serious face. And she'll respond, "Oh, yeah, of course."
I hope we can do more work for him. He seemed nice, and he's rich, so he's definitely got a lot of money.
Yeah, though I would say judging by, like, how new and kind of, like, she waves her hands in the air, she still kinda looks distracted. Not tasteless, but, like, kind of over the top. The styling of their mansion is combined with their clothing. I'm wondering how recently he came into his money and, how she'll look over at Pete. Do you have any theories on that, sir? I couldn't have been the only one who noticed the oddity of the situation.
You mean that it was chaotic and his staff seemed afraid of him?
They were just servants.
But yeah, I mean, if he wants to pay you for a good job, then of course, like, by all means.
In my household, servants try to avoid me too sometimes.
Household servants?
Cherry will look up for a second, like kind of shocked, and then she'll laugh. I think that was maybe like for a different reason, because like it takes a lot of skill to be able to interact with some people at a certain level.
Well, because they're worried you're going to read the dictionary to them.
I only did that to 2 of them.
Oh my goodness, I can't even make up fake things about what you done.
Are they on their way out, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, great. As
Yeah,
soon as they're in their vehicle, Cherry's pulled out her compad, had pressed stop on the record, and was already starting to edit through footage. Going back through, trying to see if there was anything that stuck out to her.
Cherry needs panspectral optics. Along with a GM nod towards a recording suite installed with it.
Yeah, I feel like that sort of thing would be I mean, that's basically implied.
It is implied, yeah.
Yeah. That like 90% of the usefulness of that would be the ability to have all that kind of stuff built in.
She's gonna have a look on her face like she suddenly thought of something. Then she's gonna ask she's gonna ask Eva, how did he contact you again?
I will leave that for the GM to answer. And sound like the GM was gonna say something else too.
Yeah, let's go ahead and cut it there because I think we're cut for time. We will leave that question to be answered at the start of next session.
All right. Okay. Well, that was fun.
It was nice to get back in.
It was a good time. Glad we get to play some. All right, I'm gonna scoot us along a little bit quickly. I went ahead and gave everybody 1 XP, or I should say I put it in the character development into the chat. You will need to add it yourselves to your character sheets, except for Danielle. I will add. You need to be at 4 out of 6, right? Is that where we're at now? Okay. And we can get the faves. And Dex is up first this time.
Oh no, I didn't write anything down this time.
You are allowed to pass, technically.
Yeah, I'll pass if somebody else already has a fave in mind.
I got one.
All right, Robert, what you got?
Daisy in the cabinet.
That's a good one for sure. I appreciate that one. All right. Let's see. My favorite. I think. I think my favorite would probably be I'm trying to think how to phrase it. Basically the kind of awkward farewell. Yeah, here we go. Awkward farewell to Jebediah took. Because that scene just played out in an amusing way to me. I enjoyed that. Like the whole time he's like, "Yep, okay, Beau's right over there." Like deeply desiring to do violence to me. Meanwhile, this woman here is wanting to make small talk with her murder bot of a companion next to her, whose intentions are also questionable. So yeah, but
Eva found the perfect combination of companions to literally hold people hostage to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I don't know how to put it, but I guess just part of that was also the trying to ask him about the fluidity of the laws, and it not him clamming up about it basically.
Mm-hmm.
Just that little bit of emergent stuff. Anyway, Danielle, your turn.
All right, I have 2.
Okay.
One is fuzzy language.
Fuzzy language.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay, and the other one?
Gland expression.
I figured that was gonna make it in
I could just
somehow.
say butt drugs if you'd prefer.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's up to you how you would like to express your favorite part.
Express?
I texted Dex.
I was just thinking.
What did Dex say?
He got. If that, I said, it's up to you how you'd like to express your favorite.
And I highlighted the word express.
There you go. No, I had texted Dex while he was having that conversation with between Ava and Beau about like you don't even know what they're gonna do to them and stuff. And I was like, tell them they need their animal plants express like cats.
Oh,
And he was
no.
like, I'm not doing that. I was like, well, if Cherry knew enough about animals, she would say it. But alas, she doesn't. And then he went for it. And I was like, that's
Yep.
amazing. Enough commitment.
I realized that would not be off limits for Eva.
I really actually
Quite
did
true.
feel like it fit like something Eva would say.
It did.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Having the general knowledge of biology without knowing specifically like what this variation does or how it works. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's why I put her on her compad, engrossed in whatever it was that she was looking, that she became oblivious to the badger danger. That
And
was
then
that
to
moment.
driving later.
Yes, yeah. Also
And
that.
she's very quickly going to inspire Cherry to drive them places.
I imagine that Pete has had to take Eva's phone away from her multiple times as she gets an idea and wants to know more about it and pulls out her phone.
Probably.
All right. Let's get Dex.
I'm going to be selfish this time. I like that Eva is being forced into some very rapid character growth as she, like, the last 4 sessions now have all been new experiences and new just trouble
Horizons.
and horizons. Yeah, and new things for her to deal with, new experiences. And so she's very quickly learning how cloistered she was. Not cloistered is not the right word, I don't think. How secluded she was in
Sheltered.
her own little bubble of comfort. And now she's out, she's uncomfortable, she's very nervous. She'll become less nervous in the future and give me a path to, captaincy and lead if we want her to, if Cherry doesn't take over that role. But right now, it's all kinds of like
Or Pete.
world knowledge that that's being thrown at her, and I'm loving this growth for her. So good luck summarizing that, Ben.
Character development.
Yeah, I got you.
Ava.
Yeah.
Rapid character development if you want bonus points.
I like how you put it. That works for me.
Okay, good. Ethan.
Yeah, I think the butt drugs reference coming around.
Had to find a way to use it in game.
Mm-hmm.
Ensured we were expressive.
Yeah, I very specifically did not word that as butt drugs being used in game.
Yeah, basically.
Good for you. My phone's on 2%.
Awesome.
Right. They are posted.
Nice. Oh, I was about to add a second one for me, but that's okay.
Oh, I can.
Probably better that it didn't.
Okay.
Wasn't technically related to the game at all, anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
I gotta get to bed.
Nighty night.
Early morning.
Later, Robert.
Make sure to catch up on the the out of character chat and all the links that have been posted. Very important material
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
for the game.
I'm gonna end the stream before anybody starts singing.
Fair.